Velkomin í þáttinn í einum grænum. Í þessum þætti í dag verður fjallað ýmislegt. Meðal annars verður fjallað vítamínsprengjur og hvernig best á að takast á við veikindin sem eru nú í vændum. Heyrst hefur að líkamsrækt stuðlar að betri vellíðan og bætir ónæmiskerfið. Og einnig mun verður fjallað hvað er veganismi og hverjir eru kostir og gallar þess. En fyrst munum við ræða við sálfræðinginn Susan Muller jákvæða sálfræði og hvað það er að öðlast hamingju. En sálfræði er fræðigrein andlegra sjúkdóma og meðferða við þeim. Alla tíð eða frá seinni hluta 19. aldar hefur því sálfræði sérhæft sig í að hjálpa andlega veikum einstaklingum og bæta heilsu þeirra upp að vissu marki. Mikið er einblínt á hvað maður bæta í farið þeirra eða hvað sé að einstaklingunum. Og svo er náttúrulega reynt að bæta úr því sem er að. En þessar gömlu sálfræði meðferðir eru allar mjög góðar og blessaðar og hafa gefið okkur margar árangursríkar og góðar meðferðir gegn þeim. En er sálfræði einungis það að laga lífsskilyrði hans mjög veika og þunglynda þangað til hann verður með ágæta andlega heilsu eða svona í normalinu? Eða getur gert sálfræði eitthvað meira en það? Hér næst á eftir munum við fá Susan Muller, en hún er mjög frægur og virtur sálfræðingur frá Ameríku. Og við munum tala frekar jákvæða sálfræði við hana. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you.
So, what can you tell me about positive psychology?
So positive psychology is the scientific study about what makes life most worth living or like more fulfilling to people. Much of psychology has been answering the questions, what is wrong with you, and that has sought to make individuals less miserable to treat pathology and mental illness. The goal of the positive psychology movement is to make normal life more fulfilling, like I said before. It asks the questions, what is right with you, instead of trying to help a patient to go from -8 back to 0. The goal is to help individuals move up the other side of the scale, like from 0 to 8. So you try to find the positive effects that the people have and enhance their strengths instead of looking at what we have to fix.
Oh, okay, I understand. That sounds amazing. This is the first time that I've ever heard of a person that goes to that needs help, that is normal, but still goes to psychology to seek the better in life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that's amazing. Do you think that strength is as important as weakness?
Yes, of course. A normal individual can, and even people who do have problems and need to seek help because they maybe can't work out things, and positive psychology is just a way to, give people that awareness, you are able to do things, like you aren't useless to the society, and you do have purpose. And sometimes, and often, people sort of just need to hear that.
Yeah.
It's like an awakening, like all of a sudden, people have this this happy feeling, like, oh, so I can't do good things, and that's something that that everybody in everyday life needs to sort of be aware of, instead of always focusing on the negative, once in a while, it's okay to focus on the positive things in life, and also just your talents. What are your talents, and what can you give to the society?
Sounds amazing. Well, do you practice positive psychology? Do you consider yourself a happy person?
Well, yes, I'm very aware because I do work with positive psychology, so I am aware of what it is and what I have to do. But also, I think it's very wrong to think at is positive psychology and being happy, especially being happy, more being happy. It isn't like a specific goal that you reach. It's more of making a habit out of things, making a habit out of being grateful, loving, being in the now, like noticing what's around you instead of, that saying, like, the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Like, see the green grass on your side, you know what I mean? And I do like a lot of my patients, they use journals to sort of like, what are you grateful for? What do you want to achieve out of this day? To like pinpoint those things. I don't know, it's like self-improvement in a way. And I also do it myself. I do keep a journal. And that's one of the things that I use and I make my patients use. It's also sort of knowing what works for you.
Yeah.
What if you like fitness and that's something that, like, all of a sudden you go for a run and you're just clear-minded and ready to take on the day. That's a way to like make a good habit, and it does evolve into positive energy. A lot of people use meditation.
Yeah.
That's also very strong. And like I said, keeping a journal.
Of course. But now that we look in the past, positive psychology is fairly new. They have always been using the old methods and always thinking about what's wrong with you, like you said. Do you think that this will improve people's health? Do you think this will be more popular in the years that are coming?
Absolutely. Especially like people who, like I said before, it's more often people sort of just like need that awakening and that awareness, like I am worth something.
Yeah, of course.
And it's not people who also have like illnesses, but it's also just everybody in daily life. It's sort of like we've forgotten what's worth living for, and it's bringing that back to the society. Also, I like people who go through rehab.
Yeah.
This is a thing that they can look to because they're sort of like fallen out of society, and they have to find their way back. And doing that through positive, having a positive approach. What are my strengths, and what can I bring my family? Like, what can I do for my family? What can I do for the public? Sort of finding your place and using your strengths. So yes, this is something that I think it's also going to improve like everyday life for normal people. And also I think it's a good way to balance out all of the psychology fields. Like, this is something that you can look to, because also at the same time, I think it's important to look at the root of the problem, and that's the other psychology fields, and that's good. That's important to know, like, what's wrong, but balancing it out then with the positive psychology, like, well, now we're going to look at what's right.
Yeah.
And then people sort of start to figure out what they stand for and what's important for them.
Of course. Thank you so much for this interview, Susan. It's been amazing. And now I know much more about positive psychology, and I think my listeners do too.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. Jæja, takk fyrir þáttinn. Við sjáumst næsta fimmtudag.